Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watch watching them candles profits while I'm still in my same big profit. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profit. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profit. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profit. That TTG money gang. Hey, we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, boys and girls? How are you all doing here today? It is Friday. It's Power Hour. It's the final trading hour of the day. It's the final trading day of the week. It's been a week, but damn, has it been a good one. Green straight across the board this week. We've had a fantastic start to the year, fantastic start to the month. We're going to look to continue to ride that wave of momentum. And speaking of momentum, it's a crazy day in the markets, a big turnaround day in the markets. The markets have had a little bit of a slip. The last 2 days, the markets have had a pretty decent pullback. Wednesday, markets really rolled over. Thursday, that weakness continued. And then today, complete reversal. Why? Why is the market up today? We're going to go over the reason. We're going to talk about what's happening. We're at the high of the day right now as we sit here. 394.80 is going off right now on the SPY. Fresh new high of the day. Tech leading the way yet again. Why is tech moving this market in the first 3 weeks now of the year? I've got the answers for you, right? I've got the answers for you. We're going to talk about all of it and see if there are some trading opportunities for us here in the final hour of the day. What's up, folks? My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, but now the co-founder and head trader of ATrue Trading Group. And if you guys do not know yet by now, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that's available today. So if you are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. I go live here on this YouTube channel 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday, where myself, other TTG Pro trading mods, and special guests will drop golden nuggets and give you free lessons, education, market commentary, and trade ideas that can help you guys become better traders and investors. So take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these lives. Share the stream on your own social media as well. Let's reach out, educate, and empower as many retail traders as we possibly can. Why should you listen to anything we discuss? Guys, I did not figure this stuff out on my own. I was trained professionally. I did not sit in my mother's basement for a few years, back test a bunch of random data and come up with some special formula or equation. I began my career working at a fund right out of college, my first job, working in New York City. And while there, I went through a 3-month educational training program. That's where I learned how to trade. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, also the same year. I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, and along with my team of 9 other professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of traders and investors to learn, trade, and profit consistently. That's why we're the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform, because we combine university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools. We do workshops. We provide mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, futures, for day trading, for swing trading, for also long-term investing. You see, at TTG, we take the same level of education I received working at the fund, and we pair it with today's top stock market tools. Tools that successful traders use that give them more information to help them make better decisions. Problem is they're expensive. $5,000-$6,000 a year. If you're gonna go to Benzinga, Trade Ideas, TradingView, Quote Media, ETNA, CBOE, you're gonna go to all these places directly and buy all the tools they have available. You're spending about $5,000 a year. Now, we know that's a lot of money. That's why we as a company, we've gone to these other companies and spent years building relationships with them so we can offer their products on the TTG platform, included in your annual membership, without ever asking you guys for another dollar to have access to those tools that are on that platform. You're also going to get access to over 10,000 of the TTG members, the most successful, helpful, supportive community of traders and investors you're ever going to find. And of course, you'll get all the real-time trade alerts from myself and the other professional traders at TTG that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate amongst all of us together of just around 80% now going on the last 3 years. All right. So again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on anything it is that we cover on these live streams. All right. All right, guys, let's take things on over to the markets. I want to go over with you guys kind of what has caused this market rally today. what has caused this market rally today? Why are we up so much? You're up over 1.5% on the SPY. You're about to knock up on the door. You're about to knock up right against that 200-day moving average. Again, that 200-day moving average currently sits right at 396. We're right at 395. High of the day is actually 395.05. So we're actually pushing new highs right now as we are sitting here live with you guys. And it all comes back to comments from Fed Governor Waller. Fed Governor Waller. Yes, that is where this all kind of started to accelerate. We were already green on the day, but nothing like you see now. This entire move right here is from comments from Fed Governor Waller. And let's talk about what was it exactly that Waller said that kind of got the markets kind of moving here. He started talking right around 1 o'clock. And what he said was that he favors a 25 basis point rate hike at the February meeting. You are going to get another Fed meeting on February 1st. So he favors a 25 basis point hike, but he also went on to say that I am in favor of 75 more basis points of tightening and then a pause, which means if he's expecting 25 basis points at the February meeting, okay, but still expects 75 basis points in total tightening, that means the Fed pauses in May. So that means you've got, according to Fed Waller, doesn't mean that this is what the Fed has to do. This is just his opinion. If you've got 3 more 25 basis point hikes, that's a pause in May, and that would take you, well, if he's saying 25 basis points at this next meeting, that means you're going to get 3 more 25s, okay? So that gives you a pause in May. He also went on to say, and I'll give you guys a couple of specific comments here. Fed Waller says by early December, the Fed's policy stance was slightly restrictive. Time to slow, but not halt rate hikes. Recent CPI report is good news, but we don't want to be head faked. The comments that you got from Waller today are actually some of the first dovish comments that you've gotten from a Fed member in the last 6 months. Ever since the Jackson Hole meeting in August, the Fed has been extremely and excessively hawkish. This is the first time that you really have a Fed member that's coming out with some dovish comments. He went on to kind of, also say, still cautious about the inflation outlook, support continued monetary policy tightening, expecting continued slowing of the U.S. economy this quarter is desirable in order to fight to lower inflation. Other comments, he continues. Says the goal is not to halt economic activity. We'll be watching to see how moderation continues. Expect consumer spending to moderate this year, supporting job one of maintaining progress on inflation. Fed Waller continues to say that the labor market is strong, tight in the face of higher rates, allowing Fed to focus on lowering inflation. Sees encouraging signs of wage moderation. Need to see more evidence of slowing. The Fed really wants to see, we're really pushing now, guys. My goodness. 395.40. We are in full-blown rally mode right now. This thing is ripping. Markets are absolutely on fire. Look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's up almost 3% on the day. Almost 3% of the day on the NASDAQ. Unbelievable move that you guys are seeing right now across the board. And we're going to talk about why tech is so strong today as well. There's specific reasons why tech is so strong today. So the Fed really wants to see all of the open job positions disappear. That's what they want. There's still way too many job openings than there are people looking for a job. And the Fed wants to see the open jobs. They want to see the open jobs go away. Okay, that's going to help them with the wage inflation and to really get inflation completely, make them feel at least a little bit more comfortable about the rate of inflation, about inflation going down further, because it's easier for inflation to go from 9 to 6% than it is to go from 6 to 3. So once you get down to the lower end of the inflation numbers, it becomes a lot stickier. It becomes harder to keep up that pace. So you were 9% right, in June. And now you've gotten yourself all the way down to 6.5. It's a lot easier to go from 9 to 6 than it is to go from 6 to 3. So just because inflation is coming down at this pace, now if inflation were to continue to come down at this pace, you'd be at a 3% CPI rate year over year by August. If you continued at this pace, you'd be at 3% by August, which would be amazing. And the Fed would feel very, very good about that. But I do not expect the same pace of decline in inflation as from 9 to 6 as it is as you get from 6 to 3. I think once you get to 4 and 5, I think inflation is going to be a little bit tougher to get it down to 2, 2.5, which is the Fed's ultimate goal. Guys, we are literally knocking against that 200-day moving average right now on the SPY. This is an unbelievable move on the back of Waller's comments right up to the 200-day moving average. There it is. 395.97 is a 200-day moving average. We're now going off 395.79 new highs on the SPY. Let's continue with other things that Waller said. Fed Governor Waller says the market's perception of terminal rate is not far from where we are. We'll need to keep rates high, not cut rates by year end. Need to keep rates higher for longer because of risk management. What they mean by that is they do not want to cut rates back down too soon. They don't want to have another repeat of the 70s, which is where inflation would run. It would then start to come down, and then would run again. Then it would start to come down. Then it would run again. They don't want to have that happen. They want inflation to come down and stay down. And that's why they're going to keep rates higher for longer. Anybody that is expecting rate cuts this year, listen, I'll tell you this. If you're bullish on the market and your reason for being bullish on the market is because you think the Fed's going to cut rates this year, that's the wrong reason for you to be bullish on the market. The only way the Fed, in my opinion, is going to cut rates this year is if the economy cracks and you roll into a recession and they cut rates in order to help spark activity and bring the economy out of a recession. But if you got a soft landing, which if you're bullish the market, then you're basically essentially saying that you believe that you're going to have a soft landing and you think the Fed's going to cut rates because of that, they're not. Okay. The Fed is going to keep rates higher for longer. The only way in my opinion, at least, that I see them cutting rates is if you do go into a recession. Fed Waller continues to say that logic led Fed to think that inflation would be transitory last year, but it was a mistake. Says if inflation pops back up, rate hikes won't stop. So that's interesting. Obviously, we knew that it was a mistake to call it transitory. Literally, the Fed were kind of like the only people in the world that felt inflation was going to be transitory. I was actually pretty astonished how long the Fed continued their quantitative easing. The Fed should have stopped quantitative easing and started raising rates in November of 2021. They waited until March of 2022, still continuously buying, $90 billion worth of stuff every single month. Just nuts. It was just nuts. And everything was just absolutely exploding. You had the real estate market, everything else was just absolutely exploding. And the fact that they continued with that quantitative easing for as long as they did was a major mistake. Is it the cause of the inflation issue? No. Did it make it worse? Yes. But it's not the cause. There's a long list of things that really added to, it's not one thing that really added to the inflation problem that we have. Right. Let's see. What else? Let's continue. He says that tech workers who lose jobs are quickly picking up other jobs. It's interesting because you just had Alphabet just lay off 12,000 employees today. The funny thing is, when you guys hear these numbers, when you're like, oh man, 10,000 people got laid off at Microsoft, 12,000 people got laid off at Alphabet. You have to really first think about how many people they hired from 2021 till now. You're talking about Microsoft, I think, hired almost 55,000 people. They laid off 10. You take a look at Alphabet. Alphabet laid off 12,000 people, but they hired way more than that. from 2021 to now. So it's not like these companies, even after these companies go through these layoffs, they still have more employees than they had prior to COVID. It's not like these companies are restricting and they're condensing themselves to where now they're a smaller staff than before COVID. These companies went on massive hiring sprees, and the CEO of Alphabet actually kind of admitted to that today. The CEO actually admitted to that today, that they overhired based on the economic outlook that they had, and it just doesn't. It's just the reality is they just overhired. They don't need the amount of people that they did. It's like kind of like Peloton. What happened with Peloton? Peloton ordered way too much inventory because they thought the new demand during COVID was gonna continue, and they were wrong. And you're just seeing a lot of these tech companies that have these explosive hiring surges. They're just shedding off a lot of that excess. They're not really shrinking. It's not like these companies, they had 100,000 employees before COVID. They went up to 115,000 after COVID. Now they're down to 85,000 employees. That's not the way it is. These companies had, I'm just making up numbers, 80,000 employees. They hired up to 130,000 employees. Now they're down to 120,000 employees. Like, that's what you're seeing in these tech companies. It's not like they're just kind of shedding off a lot of the excess from what they hired over COVID. Continuing with some of his comments. Customers are suddenly much more price conscious, taking pricing power away from firms. That affects earnings. That's good for the consumer, but it's bad for corporate earnings. You can't put a lot of weight on just a few months of inflation data. Says looking forward, rates are restrictive. We're pretty close to sufficiently restrictive, which this is the first time you're hearing these words. This is the first time you're hearing from a Fed member that, hey, yeah, we're about to be done. Like, I think we're restrictive. We're about to be done. I think we're good. We're talking about maybe 75 more basis points of hikes based on September, then a pause. I'd need 6 months of data, not just 3, to pause, which is why you already got 3 months of really good data. He wants 6, which gives you 3 more rate hikes, and then you pause in May. I think we can have slow growth, no recession, and still achieve our inflation goal. This is the comment that I was the most surprised with. Most likely we'll start slowing balance sheet runoff when reserves 10% or 11% of GDP. Why are you already talking about slowing balance sheet runoff? You are nowhere near achieving your goal of they wanted to get $1 trillion off their balance sheet this year. You're nowhere near that. You're like, they just started reducing the size of their balance sheet. Why are you already talking about slowing the pace of it? And I made this analogy in chat today when this news came out to all of our members. And I was like, that would be like if we were building a house from scratch and we just laid the concrete foundation, and then you're like, oh, damn, I forgot. I never picked out the hardware for the cabinets for the kitchen. Oh, man. What are you worried about hardware for cabinets for the kitchen? We just poured the concrete foundation. The wood framing is not even up yet. What are you worried about handles for the cabinets in the kitchen? That's like what that comment is. Why are you already talking about slowing the pace of balance sheet runoff? You just started. That is, out of all the comments that I just read from you, these are the things that the Fed Governor Waller said today. Out of all of the things he said, that is the comment that really stands out the most to me. And you got a lot of other those comments have been actually those comments have been dovish. Those are dovish comments from Waller. It's the first time you got dovish comments since August. August is the last time. I guess July. July is the last time you had dovish comments. 6 months ago. 6 months ago. First time you got it. And that's it. This is going to be the last day, because now the Fed goes into a quiet period. So about 2 weeks prior to their meeting, they go into a quiet period or a blackout period where the Fed is not allowed to make public statements when they're getting close to a Fed policy decision, which is going to be on February 1st, which is going to be either going to do 25 basis points or they're going to do 50 basis points. We'll see. And we'll talk about that on these live streams as we get closer to that day. And we'll talk about what we expect the Fed to do and what the game plan is and how the markets are going to react. We'll talk all about that. But that's the first time you've had some dovish comments, and now you get the blackout period. So I think you're going to have very different trading in the market the next week and a half than you will get after the Fed meeting. And we got specific game plans for that, and we'll talk about it. You guys want to make sure that you're with us for that. That's going to be a major market moving event, a major market moving event when you are going to be getting into the Fed meeting. Okay, so let me see here. We got how many people on the live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? I just would like to see if you guys are not members. I see we gave some time for people to kind of jump on here. If you're not a member of TTG, guys, go ahead real quick. Just type TTG. I want to see who's on here that's not a member as I do a quick check on a couple of these, couple of stocks that we've kind of had our eyes on here. Some small caps gave you some action today, but really, best action is in some of the large caps today. Large cap action is just absolutely on fire today. Let's go ahead and type TTG, guys. If you're not a member, we got BTK, the realtor. We've got Chrism, Dave, Jonathan Wilson, as always, Sunil, Tony. All right, so a handful of people that are not members of the TTG fam. All right, guys, so listen, what I'll do here real quick, before I get into kind of everything else that we have going on in the markets. So as you guys, you guys do not know this actually because he's usually behind the scenes, but Adam is not with me here today. Adam had to go take care of something with his wife. And we have not yet changed the price in the back end of the site. It was supposed to have gone up today, and Adam did not change it because he had to leave and go do something with his wife. And Sammer is sick because the damn guy travels too damn much. For those of you who don't know who Sammer is, he's our chief technology officer, and he travels too much. Guy's in Vegas, guy's in Greece, does all these. Travels around the world, this guy. He's always sick. Anyway, so what we're going to do with you guys here now is we're going to leave that price point that we gave out yesterday for the weekend. And honestly, I don't mind because we've gotten a lot of messages from people about the message that we've been kind of talking about on this live stream over the last couple of days about the people that have gotten really hurt and the people that have kind of been ready to kind of throw in the towel by holding on to these mother of all short squeeze meme stock, type of social media crazes. And a lot of people have lost a lot of money. Like, this is real money that a lot of people are losing by just endlessly holding on to these stocks. And they're not good stocks. They're garbage. But people hold on to them and they refuse to sell them because someone else tells them the stock's going to go to 100. It's going to go to 500. It's going to go to 1,000. It's the mother of all short squeeze. It's all these, phantom shares that are held in Panama or whatever, whatever it is that the reasoning is that people tell everyone to just diamond hand and hodl to the moon. And people are getting really hurt. People are getting really hurt holding on to these stocks. They watch these stocks run up. They don't sell them because they think it's going to go higher and they come crashing right back down. I know there's a lot of people that are on this live stream that has happened to. And a lot of these people are kind of ready to throw in the towel and wave the white flag. And they're kind of done. And I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame when people do that because the market's the greatest equalizer. It's the greatest wealth builder that you're ever going to experience. I think everybody really deserves a fair chance at a real education when it comes to this stuff, not someone that's just going to tell you just diamond hand to the moon every single time that a stock moves. Every single time that a stock moves and everyone tells you just diamond hand to the moon, this is going to be the mother of all short squeezes, and it never ends up happening. You had HKD, and that was it. That was literally it. Everybody else, all these other stocks that you're talking about, the people are going, no, diamond hand, hold to the moon. All of these stocks have come back down to earth. And the ones that people are talking about now are going to come back down to earth. And take a look at, I know GNS is another one that everybody is talking about. Everybody's talking about GNS. Okay, GNS, a huge gap up today. Got a decent little pullback. It's double bottoming around $3. You got a nice support level there around that $2.70, $2.80 to $3. It's a nice support level for GNS. Sure, can you get another round of a squeeze? Yes, but is it a stock that you should hold on to? And the stock's gonna go to $50, and you should just hold on to it, ride or die to $50 or $100. I've seen people on social media talk about $100. It's not going to $100. You know, it's like, instead of trying to catch the 1 in a million type of trade, instead of trying to catch every HKD, why don't you focus on, instead of catching the 1 in a million, focus on catching the 999,000 out of a million. That's what you really should be focusing on, because that's how professional traders that consistently make money in the market, that's how they do it. They don't do it by diamond handing something to the moon and win on one trade out of every 100 trades that they make. Professional traders make money on 75 to 80 of every 100 trades that they make. And none of them are trades where they just diamond hand to the moon. But those are the people that consistently make money in the markets. If what you're doing up to this point, and the people you're listening to on YouTube and Reddit and in Discord and on Twitter, if listening to all of the advice you've gotten on all these different channels has led you to a point where you are still nowhere near the success level that you want to get to, then why are you still listening to that exact same commentary? Why are you still listening to those same people? Why are you still doing the exact same things that have not worked for you for now well over a year? Change what you're doing. And I got a lot of messages from people. They were emailing us. They were also hitting me up on Twitter. You guys can follow me on Twitter at MikeEdward_TTG. You guys can give me a follow on Twitter. But I've gotten a lot of messages from people over the last couple of days where people were like, hey, your message the last couple of days on YouTube really resonates with me. And I kind of feel that exact same way that you're talking about ready to throw in the towel. You know, some of these people were up 6 figures on some of these stocks, and now they're down. Never mind being flat, they're actually red. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being up $100,000 and never selling, and now you're red? That is horrific. That should never, ever happen. Ever. It's completely inexcusable, but it's what people continue to fall for. So we had, the membership was supposed to be $13.75 with the coupon code that I offer on YouTube, but yesterday we brought it down to $1,000 for people that if they wanted to do it, you know, take advantage of it. If you're ready to kind of throw in the towel, I don't want people to walk away from the market, because you're missing out if you walk away from this market. This is one of the greatest trading environments that I've ever seen in my entire life, and you're going to be left with phenomenal long-term buying opportunities in your long-term portfolio. And I don't want people to feel like, you know what, this is out of reach. So it was supposed to be raised higher, but since Adam's not here and Sammer is sick, they did not change it on the back end of the checkout page. So it still says $1,000. So anyone that went there today, it actually still said $1,000 for you. So if you guys want to, I'll explain to you real quick how you can join the platform and what comes with it. So what I'll do here is, anyone that joined here, the next 15 people, okay, the next 15 people, because we only have 15 laptops that are remaining. So I can't just offer this blindly, endlessly throughout the weekend to everybody. So the next 15 people that go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121, you'll click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. You see a laptop, that's how you know you're getting one. It's free. We cover the shipping when we ship the laptop. We have members in 100 different countries. As long as you live on planet Earth, we'll get you the laptop. Don't worry about it. We cover the shipping. You'll know you're getting one. And this is if you're watching right now live, if you're watching later, you're watching this weekend. As long as you see a laptop when you go to ttgoffer.com, that's how you know you're getting one. So just use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code, price drops down to $1,000. Okay. Now, with that membership comes all of our courses. It's a simplified version of what I learned that I worked at the fund in New York. There's no upsell for courses. You get beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, share psychology, crypto. Joe, why don't you post actually the syllabus in chat so people can actually see everything that everything that members will get access to, all the courses that they'll get access to. Okay. So this way you guys can click on the link that we're posting in chat. You'll see for yourself the list of all the courses that are included for the $1,000. There's no upsell for courses. You don't join and all of a sudden there's these special VIP secret courses that cost another $1,000. No, we don't play games like that. You join our platform, you get access to the platform. It's just that simple. There's no upsells for courses or tools. Now, speaking of the tools, these are $5,000 worth of some of the top tools in the industry, like Benzinga's Newsfeed, the Trading Views premium charting software, Trade Ideas Scanner, dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, analyst ratings, short data, insider buying, insider selling, analyst ratings, a trading journal, a social sentiment scanner, a simulator that lets you trade with fake money but with real-time data so you can practice what you're learning. All of this is included for the $1,000. Now, if you just went to those companies directly, their tools would cost you at least $5,000. They're all on our platform when you join. So right there, you're saving yourself $5,000 a year by just getting access to all those tools. And don't worry, we'll teach you how to use them. There's all tutorial videos. We do session teaching people how to use these tools efficiently and how to use them to your advantage, and how to identify what signals they're giving you, when is it a buy, when is it a sell, all these different things. We'll teach you how to use all these things. But these are the tools that successful traders use. They don't use Reddit. They don't use Twitter. They use these tools. The problem is you have so many retail traders that you ask them, what's your trading tool? They say Reddit. What? Huh? There's not a single professional trader who considers Reddit a tool, who considers Twitter a tool. Use the tools that professional traders are using. That way you can get more information to help you make better decisions. They're on the platform included for the $1,000. And I stand behind this platform, guys. If you guys join, anyone gets a double your money back guarantee. I know we talk a big game on these live streams, but I back it up with our own money. If you can't make back the $1,000 membership fee at least once, after you go through our courses, pass the quizzes, and attend the study group, I'll give you guys back $2,000. Dead serious. That's the deal. That's a commitment that we make to you when you join TTG. You pay $1,000, I'll give you back $2,000 if you can't make the $1,000 back at least once. Plain and simple. That's how confident we are in the platform that we have created. Members in ATrue Trading Group are making money and becoming better traders. You do not have to take my word for it. I don't think that you're going to need the double your money back guarantee because you've only had to give it to 2.8% of our users, and 78% of our members renew their membership. 78% of our members, 10,500 people, would not be renewing their membership if they were all just endlessly losing money. I'll show you. TTG members, do me a favor, type the $ in chat right now if you guys are making money and becoming better traders. Simple. If you're making money and you're becoming a better trader, it's plain and simple. Type the $ in chat right now. Anyone that is not a member, count how many people are about to type the $. These are your peers, ladies and gentlemen. These are your peers. They're not smarter than you. They don't have more money than you. They don't have more time than you. They don't have more experience than you. What they do have is access to an actual professional level of education, similar to what I learned that I worked at the fund in New York, actual access to real professional tools, and they're part of a community of over 10,000 traders that are willing to help them along the way and truly give a damn whether they succeed or fail. That's what they have that you don't. Nothing else. I didn't give them some special secret equation or some special secret hidden indicator that the world doesn't know about, and I'm going to bless you with. That's what they have that you don't. So the membership price is supposed to be $1,375 here today. We are leaving it at $1,000 for the rest of the weekend. The next 15 people to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. You see the laptop in the checkout cart. That's how you know you're getting one. You get the double your money back guarantee. And it'll also be, you get the free laptop. I already told you that. You don't have to enter your address to get the laptop. You get a welcome email with instructions how to claim the laptop after you guys join and after you subscribe. If you are a trial member, a previous trial or a previous annual member, and you guys want to come back to ATrue Trading Group for the $1,000 offer, you have to send us a text message. We must whitelist your email address. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4049. 786-505-4049. Send us a text message if you have any questions. Also, if you have a hard time signing up, fire away. Wow. Michael Turner, I'm a regular 30-year-old dude with a 9-to-5 and a desire to free myself from the grind. And Mike and TTG changed the course of my life. Incredible. Green every week since New Year's for Ludovic. Great job, man. Green. Yeah, it's been a fantastic start to 2023. It really has. Trevor West, great job, brother. Best day of 23 so far. Boom. Way to go, Trevor West. Absolutely. Way better trading now, and I've only joined 1 month ago, says Ludovic. Incredible. Wow. Shark Sandwich, 700% on a SPY option today. I assume you probably bought today's expiration call options for you to be up 700% in just one day. That's incredible. Great job. High risk, high reward trade. Made money today, Bruce Sears. Yes, way to go, Wizard. I love it, man. Woo! DC Jonathan Batista. I started 2023 with $600. I am now at $3,900. 2023 is the turnaround year on my trading career. Way to go, DC Jonathan Batista. Excellent start to the year. That's another big point, I think. It's another really big misconception. Really big misconception that you need tens of thousands of dollars to get started trading. You don't. Yes, that person right there tells you $600 is what I started with. Now I'm at 3,200. And remember, I'm curious also, members of TTG, if you started with less than $1,000, but you're making money with us, go ahead and sound off in chat and tell me, what did you start with in your account? If you had less than 1,000 in your account when you started, but you're making money, tell me what you started with in your account. Just for those people that maybe feel like they don't have enough money to get started. 9th green day in a row for my boy Joe. Great job, man. Way to go, Novinsky. 80% on that meta play. I love it. Yep, Shark Sandwich. I knew it. The same day expiration. Great job, man. Kathleen Duke. I love you. Started with $100. $100. Pathfinder started with $750. Is now over 3,000 in just 4 months. Bogey, $100 to $500. Bruce started with $500, made back the membership fee many times. Their entire account is already up 80% this year. That's amazing, Bruce. Great start to the year, man. That's incredible. Bill in Texas made 200% on GNS and then 100%. Oh, and swung the oh, Bill, I think I saw you talk about that in chat. I think I saw your comment when you actually got flat, the swing from on GNS yesterday into today. I think I actually saw your comment in chat. I'm pretty sure that was you. Great job, man. That's a monster trade. Congratulations. Way to go, Christina. 86% gain on block options. First thing in the morning today, thanks to Jessica and TTG's education. Yeah, Jessica Woodard, one of our moderators in ATrue Trading Group, that if you watch our live streams religiously, you've seen Jess on here a few times going over her trades. And block is kind of trade of the day. I'd say block was trade of the day today inside ATrue Trading Group. And I'll go over this trade with you guys here in just a moment. But like I said, 15 of those spots are available. Just go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code. Price drops down to $1,000. You don't have to enter your address. You see a laptop, that's how you're getting one. Double your money back guarantee if you can't make the $1,000 membership fee back at least once. And you guys can take advantage of that before 15 people do it. Okay? All right. Let's head on over to block. Let's talk about kind of the trade recap on the day from Jess's trade today. Just an absolute thing of beauty. You know, just a real thing of beauty. And it kind of all comes down to this $72 level. You know, this $72 level has been a big level for this stock. Okay, so when you take a look at 72, you know, we actually caught block a couple of days ago on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, block was actually one of the bigger trades that I had on Tuesday, where we caught that long on block on Tuesday. Okay. Wow. Carlos Sabero. Absolutely incredible. Carlos Sabero says, I've been trading 2.5 years. I've been watching the program for a week on YouTube. I enrolled 2 days ago. So Carlos just became a member 2 days ago. My best 2 days in the market, ENPH, Meta, and Microsoft yesterday. Block today. Thanks, Jessica. Absolutely incredible. Carlos, I love to hear that. You've been trading for 2.5 years, not necessarily a newbie, and coming in firing with the membership and having your best day, your best 2 days in the market. You've just been a member for 2 days and these last 2 days has been his best days in the market. Not a coincidence. Congratulations, Carlos, man. A sign of many more things to come, brother. I'm glad to have you part of the family, Carlos. Glad to have you part of the family. Oh, that's awesome, Carlos. Carlos, thanks, man. I mean it. Oh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then someone says, helps when the market's up. Wrong, Lewis. Yesterday, the markets were down. The day before that, the markets were down. Wrong. Yesterday, we had monster trades on Microsoft short and on Enphase put options. Monster trades for us yesterday inside of True Trading Group. Today, the trade is to the long side. The thing that you're going to learn as a member of True Trading Group, Lewis, is how to make money when the markets go both ways. How to make money when the markets are up, how to make money when the markets are down. Doesn't matter, the markets are up. We actually had a bigger day when the markets were down. At least I did. I had a bigger P&L day when the markets were down. And we had 2 consecutive triple-digit gain trades inside True Trading Group this week. You had United Airlines short on put options. That was an over 100% gain. You had Enphase short put options, over 100% gain. You had Microsoft short put options, about a 35% gain. And then today you got Block. I'm not even sure what the percentage was on the call options for. I didn't trade Block today. Block was Jessica's trade. United Airlines, Microsoft, those were my trades. But Jessica is the moderator that traded Block today. And it's not just myself and True Trading Group. There's 9 professional traders that are all trading with you during the day. We all have different trading styles. Some of us trade stocks. Some of us trade options. Some of us day trade. Some of us swing trade. Some of us do single leg option plays. Some of us do multi-leg option plays like condors or credit spreads, butterflies, and like some more advanced option strategies. Some of us, sell options to open positions and suck in premium. There's really something for everybody inside of True Trading Group. But the point is, it's not just about making money when the markets go up. If all you did was know how to make money when the markets go up, you're going to have a very difficult time, because all the market did last year was go down, but yet members had their best years they've ever had. Maybe members can even comment if you guys are able to. Guys, TTG fam, can you guys make money when the markets go down just as easy as you can when the markets go up? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no, because Lewis thinks that we're throwing darts. Spoken like someone that follows social media and Twitter and Discord and Reddit and everything else. So members, I'll just let you guys comment if you guys feel that you can make money when markets go up or when markets go down. Don't just take my word for it. I would just pay attention to what members have to say, because they are, at the end of the day, the ones that matter. And it looks like we just have a bunch of yeses. So anyway, let's go back over to Block. I want to talk about this Block trade. Jess was going to come on the live stream with me, but she had to go pick up one of her youngins was not feeling well, was under the weather. Otherwise, she would be here to break down her trade for you guys. But one of her cubs is under the weather and sick. So I will show you. I will go over this trade with you guys, so you understand what Jess was doing when she had entered the Block trade and why she was looking at this $72 area. Because when you look at, let's go bottom left of my screen, right? So if we go down here to the bottom left of my screen, what you'll start to notice is how significant this price level was, right? Look at that flat top resistance that you had there, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. You see that resistance that you had right there, just underneath $72, okay? Just underneath $72. All right. Then you saw the big breakout day on the 17th. You pulled it all the way back on the 18th when the market had that big sell-off day. Then you gapped underneath on the 19th and it became resistance. So you got your gap entry, your gap test, became resistance and sold off. Now today you push back above 72. This 72 area has been a very, very significant price area for Block. Every time the price of this stock gets to this area, it gets pushed around. It gets pushed around. And once this thing gapped up today, you had a pullback to test prior day's close. Okay, pullback to test prior day's close. Then you push up through your next morning high. You get this little baby pullback right into your trade line and your view up indicator. And then you get an increase in volume that takes you up through to new highs. Right in here is where Jess steps in and Jess gets long block. Okay, right in front of your trade line and your VWAP with this little increase in volume. And she gets long that back above this $72 level. And it's just been an absolute stair-step climb where this thing never got back underneath VWAP. And she just continuously been moving her stop loss up all along the way. As every time you get onto this VWAP level, just held. And then obviously you get the extension once Waller made his comments. Again, this move that you got in the markets, any stock you're looking at that has made a move after 1 o'clock, the reason for that move is the comments from Waller. So that's what gave the markets that jolt. Okay, see this jolt after 1 o'clock? Fed Governor Waller started speaking right after 1 o'clock, and he made dovish comments. I'm not going to go over his comments again. You can talk about the comments. You just go back and rewind the live stream. I went over with you all of the things that Waller said today and why they were dovish. It's the first time you've really gotten dovish comments from a Fed member in the last 6 months, and the markets are celebrating it ahead of a Fed meeting, which is February 1st. All right. So anything that's over past 1 o'clock, it's a Fed member, Fed Governor Waller induced rally. But I will take you back here to the block trade. And it's just been a stair step. It's just been a stair step. And as the stock continued to push the upside, and as we do in True Trading Group, we trade in a tier strategy. So we use a tier strategy method. The tier strategy method is designed really for this is, I mean, if you're an experienced trader, you already know this stuff. But if you're brand new, tier trading strategy is where you're going to be exiting your position in pieces rather than trying to exit your position all at once at the perfect spot. It helps you stay in winning trades longer. So you'll identify multiple profit targets. I always tell people when you're entering your trades, you can't enter a trade unless you can answer 4 questions. What's your stop loss? What's your first, second, and third take profit target? You need to know the answer to those questions before you ever enter a trade. That way it becomes very methodical, very robotic, and you just follow that initial game plan. What's your stop, what's your profit targets, and don't do anything until the stock gets to one of those prices. That's the easiest way for you to trade with keeping your emotions on the sideline. Your analysis before you enter a trade is always going to be the strongest because your analysis on a trade setup prior to entering a trade is completely unbiased and non-emotional decision-making, because you have no emotional connection to the trade. So before you're in a position, you can look at a chart, whatever your analysis is before you enter the trade, that's going to be your strongest analysis. Because as soon as you enter the trade, now you're going to have some confirmation bias. You're going to see what you want to see, and you're going to have an emotional connection now to the trade. Green candle, red candle makes you nervous. Green candle makes you happy, vice versa, whatever. And you're going to start trading and making decisions based on those emotions. So you always want to trust your analysis before you enter a trade. And the way to keep those emotions completely at bay is to have that very clear, laid out game plan, stop loss, profit targets, and just let the price of the stock get to these areas. And then when the price of the stock reaches these areas, you react by either taking profit or by stopping out if you're wrong and it's a losing trade. Okay. So all along the way, Jess was just taking profit as the stock just continued to climb. Almost every single time the stock would make new highs, she's peeling a piece of profit off the table until she eventually got one off here and then eventually just ran out of shares there. And these are the take profit targets that Jess had today. Again, Jess would have been on here to walk you through the trade herself, but I'm doing it for her just for now. Okay. So I want to make it clear this was not my trade. I did not make this trade today. This was one of our other moderators inside of the TTG chat. Again, this is not my trade. Okay. But this is trade of the day today. Hand down, this is trade of the day today from everything that was going on inside of chat. This is a huge move. How many of you capitalized on the block trade? If you guys caught the block trade today with Jess, sound off in chat. Tell me how you guys did. I love to see when you guys are able to hit on these. Just go ahead and tell me how you did. Quick check, we just made another new high. Yeah, right back to the high of the day. Right back to the high of the day on the SPY. It's a very strong day today, guys. We only have 5 minutes before the close. I'm not making another trade, or I'm not making a trade, here with 5 minutes left in the day. So we'll just be kind of calling this through. And there's your 200-day moving average, guys. There it is, 396.01. So right there's your 200-day moving average. You're also coming up to, and I forgot, so a member wanted me to discuss the potential golden cross that's forming on the daily chart. And I want to talk about this for a little bit because a lot of people have been talking about this golden cross on the daily chart. And what a golden cross is when the 50-day moving average, which is this blue line on my screen, crosses above the yellow line, which is the 200-day moving average. That's a golden cross when the 50-day crosses above the 200-day. And you can see we are very, very, very close to getting a golden cross where the 50-day crosses over the 200-day. And that's typically a sign of a shift in momentum in the longer term. To the flip side of that, death crosses occur when the 50-day moving average crosses under the 200-day moving average. So let's just take a look at the different moments when death crosses or golden crosses have happened. There is a death cross. We'll make this red. We'll make the death crosses red. All right, so there is your death cross where the 50-day crossed underneath the 200-day. And you can see that for the many months that followed, the markets obviously traded to the downside. That was 2022. Okay, let's go prior back to that. Here is a golden cross. There is a golden cross. We'll make that yellow because it's gold, right? There's a golden cross. You can see after that golden cross, the markets experienced the massive rally that was 2020 and 2021. Then let's go to another death cross. This death cross was very, very, very short-lived because this was the COVID death cross, right? That was the COVID death cross. And then prior to that, you had your golden cross. The last time you had a golden cross was actually 2019. And you guys can see golden cross 2019 led to a significant rally to the upside. And then last time you had a death cross. Obviously, you can see that the death crosses result in moves to the downside, but they're much more short-lived, which makes complete and total sense because you always get your bull markets always last longer than your bear markets. Okay, so you'll have a situation where the SPY goes up for several years and then it goes down for 1 year. It goes up for several years, goes down for 1 year. And you get these golden crosses and these death crosses all along the way. And you're coming up on what could potentially be another one of those golden crosses. So this would obviously aid in the people that are bullish the market and aid in the soft landing scenario. And you would look then for the markets to get up to next areas of resistance for the markets. If you get through that, is going to be 410 is going to be a huge level. Then you're also going to be sitting on this 420, 421. And then you have an absolute brick freaking wall at 430. And then these become the resistance levels that people would start targeting and technicians would start targeting if you did get a golden cross where the 50-day crosses over the 200-day moving average. Crossing over it for 1 day or 2 days is not sufficient. You need to really cross over. The price has to extend, and you need to really considerably get that 50-day over the 200-day moving average. Crossing over by 50 cents or $1 is not enough. You need to see a significant crossover in order to really feel confident in that golden cross actually happening. And then it'll be all up to the Fed on February 1st. So I think you could see the potential for upside here between now and February 1st. And then February 1st, the Fed may come out and, again, be excessively hawkish to try to keep the markets at bay, make sure that yields don't drop too, or that interest rates don't drop too much, and then loosen financial conditions right when China is reopening. China reopening could be a blessing and a curse at the same time. We got about 30 seconds before the bell. Because China reopening is going to add economic activity on a global scale. China never reopened from COVID. So China is now reopening from COVID. That can add to activity globally and could help reduce, recession ailments or recession. Why can't I think of the word? I can't think of the. There's a word that I want to use and I can't think of it. But anyway, but on the flip side of that, it could kind of give a little bit of a boost back into inflation. So, China is the largest consumer, and there's the bell, guys. We're closed. China is the largest consumer of commodities. So, what is China's reopening going to do to the price of oil? What's it going to do to the price of steel and copper? So, you may start to see, inflation start to tick higher or a lot stickier and not go down as much as the Fed would like as China reopens. So, it really is a double-edged sword. It could be good. It could be bad. We don't really know. It's like, with how the reopening of the China economy is going to go. Because in one breath, you can say, well, it can help shield the world from like a deeper recession, or it could end up sparking inflation and make the Fed have to raise rates even further than they really even want to right now. So the Fed is going to be paying very close attention to what goes on with China's reopening. Because if you get a demand surge out of China, the way that you got a demand surge in the US, you will get a demand surge like you got in the US when the US came out of the COVID restrictions, and you get that kind of demand surge in China, that could add inflationary pressures. China has not dealt with high inflation yet this entire time because China never reopened. China's inflation rate is under 3%. And that's because they've been on lockdown for the last 3 years. They never reopened like the rest of the world did. So that's why China doesn't have an inflation problem. Now they're reopening. Now you're going to see that type of inflation problem raise its head in China. These are things that really nobody has the answer to. I certainly don't have the answer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have an answer on what that's going to look like in the Chinese economy and what's going to do for the rest of the world. I do not know. And neither does the Fed, but it's something that you're going to be paying very close attention to. So, this golden cross, I kind of went off on a tangent there, but this golden cross is something that a lot of technicians are going to be looking for. And if you do get that golden cross, your next real target you're going to look for is going to be 410. If that golden cross happens, that golden cross confirms, you look for a move on the SPY to 410. Okay? So there you guys have it. Does anybody have any questions for me? Questions. Anybody have any questions for me before we break for the weekend? I'll do like 15-minute Q&A session here real quick. If you guys have any questions about individual stocks, about the markets, about the Fed, about inflation, about anything, just go ahead and sound off right now, guys. Type your questions in chat if you guys have any questions for me. We'll throw your questions up on the screen. Netflix hold over the weekend. Man, it's a tough question. The stock is up a lot. I think you can get a little bit more upside on Netflix. I think today is a strong day in the market. You're back to this 200-day moving average. I think maybe Monday you could see something that looks like this. You can see a candle that maybe looks like this on Monday. I think this was a strong day in the markets, and I know you're right back to this 200-day moving average, but I'm going to be watching 396 on Monday. My 396 on Monday is going to determine whether or not I am coming into the day long or short. And I'm going to go over my entire game plan Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you guys tune in Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go over my entire outlook for the week and what I'm expecting. But if we gap above 396 on Monday, I'm going to try to be long that 396, a pullback into 396. I'm going to try to be long that. If we open under 396 on Monday, then I'm going to try to be short into 396 and then look for a bit more of a pullback and kind of like engulf today's price action if you can't get back over 396. And that would be another rejection of the 200-day moving average if you can't get back over 396. So 396 is going to be the real key for me for Monday. We'll go over that game plan Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. My thoughts on gold: I am bullish on gold. I am bullish on gold. All right. How about Meta? Let's see, Meta. Meta broke through this flat top today around this 137.50. And this flat top that you got at 137.50 that you see here on Meta, I'll draw for you guys. You can see those previous tops. You got 5 consecutive days of that resistance at 137.50, but then you go all the way back to October, and you can see these 4 consecutive trading days where you had that resistance at 137.50, and now you broke your head above it. Your next your next area of structure and resistance for Meta is 142. So I do think that Meta, you maybe have a little bit more room to 142. But again, it's all going to come down to whether or not, for me at least, whether or not the SPY is gapping above or below 396 come Monday. And if we are above 396, I'm going to try to be long Meta in front of 137.50 and see if I can get a move to 142. If we are under 396, then I would look for Meta. I probably won't try to short Meta, to be honest with you. The Meta has been relatively strong. And when I go after shorts, I usually don't short stocks that are relatively strong. I'll short the stuff that's weak. So the only way I would trade Meta would be probably if we are above 396 on Monday, and I'll take the long at 137.50 to try to get it up to 142. All right. Okay, guys. So there we have that. All right. That wraps it up. Guys, we also have a trial membership. I want to make sure you guys know about our trial. You can join our trial for 7 days. It's 7 trading days. All right. So if you guys want to join our trial, the weekend does not count. You can join our trial today. It will not count against your 7 days. It's 7 trading days. All right. So you guys can trade with us for a full 7 trading days. Go to ttgthree.com and join our trial. It's only $3. We charge $3 just to make sure that you are in fact a real person. Right? We charge $3 to make sure that you are a real person. There's no automatic renewal. There's no automatic upgrade. There's no reoccurring payment, nothing like that. It's just a one-time payment of $3. So go to ttgthree.com, join our 7-day trial, trade with us, see if TTG is right for you. Now, if you are not interested in a membership, you guys can sign off the live stream. If you are interested, I will show you the platform because I'm done with like the educational stuff now. And I'm just going to talk to you guys about a membership. So if you're not interested in membership, I don't want to waste your time. You guys can sign up the live stream. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button before you guys go. And then we'll be live Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern to go over the game plan for next week. All right. All right, cool. All right, guys. So let me show you guys what you get with your membership, because like I said, you're going to pay the $1,000 for the annual membership, and it includes all of our courses and all of our tools. So let me show you what you're getting, because of course you're going to get access to the chat room. The chat room is where the mods and I share our screen. We are live trading with you throughout the trading session. We're with you from pre-market through till after hours. You see our screens. We talk to you on the microphone. We tell you what we're buying and selling before we actually do it. So you guys aren't just chasing, freaking trade alerts. You guys are going to know exactly what we're doing before we actually do it. You can also use the mobile app that lets you see the screen share and listen to the audio commentary from your cell phone. So if you're not in front of your computer and you have a busy schedule, you can use the mobile app, and you'll get the real-time push notifications whenever the moderator's orders fill. So when our orders execute, you're going to get push notifications sent straight to your cell phone through the mobile app. That's how so many of our 10,500 members, those of which that have full-time jobs, are able to follow along with what we're doing inside of the chat. You're also going to get 2 study group sessions with the mod. Your chance to really ask questions, and to really speed up your learning curve. You also get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, live up to the second news alerts directly inside of chat. Now, this would cost you $1,000 if you just went to Benzinga and you wanted their Benzinga Pro live news feed with the Squawk Box feature. It's $1,000 for the year. It's included with your membership to TTG, and you pay $1,000 for your membership to TTG. You'll also get TradingView's premium charting software. That's about $600 a year. That's included with your membership. You have the Trade Ideas scanner. That's included with your membership, the industry standard scanner. You're going to get a simulator from ETNA that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money, but real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you're learning. That, if you went to ETNA directly, would cost you just under $1,000 a year. It's included with your membership. You get our own scanner that lets you create custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow. You get a full trading performance journal that tracks your trading and gives you statistics and numbers on your trading so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner will show you what's being talked about most on social media. analyst ratings, so you know how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a stock, short data, insider buying, insider selling. All of this is included for the $1,000. You get a watch list every day. The mods and I show you and tell you exactly what we are looking at, what stocks we're looking at, and how do we plan on trading them. All right, you're going to get, so you know exactly where to focus your attention. And then you will get all the courses. The courses are a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. So you get beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got it. All of it is included when you guys join the TTG fam. You also get a video library that's got over 400 hours of workshops and webinars covering a variety of different topics. And you can attend these workshops live once you guys become a full-time member. Now, guys, listen, I can't guarantee you'll be successful just because you join ATrue Trading Group, but what I can guarantee is if you can't make the $1,000 membership fee back at least once after going through our courses, passing our quizzes, and attending a study group, I'm going to give you back $2,000. I'll also guarantee you that if you're one of the next 15 people to join ATrue Trading Group, you're going to get a free laptop. We cover the shipping. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email after you join with instructions how to claim the free laptop. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code. Price drops for $1,000. You see a laptop. That's how you know you are getting one. If you want to join our trial, go to ttgthree.com. It's only $3. It's a one-time payment. There's no automatic renewal. There's no reoccurring payment. None of that. Just a one-time payment of $3 to make sure that you are, in fact, a real person. So you guys can join our trial if you would like. You get some sample courses with your trial membership. Go over them over the weekend and come trade with us and be ready to fire Monday morning. If you have any questions about the membership, send us a text message, 786-505-4049. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys all Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern live. Have a